Okay, so here I want to probably show you the coolest feature of Adobe XD, which is the repeat grid. So the repeat grid, you can see it up here. What I want to do is I have on this board, I have classes, and there'll be 6 classes that I need to create. So I'm going to grab my ellipse tool to start. So each class is going to have an image, and the image will appear inside this circle. And I'm just going to arbitrarily just draw a circle. There are going to be images inside the circle for later. And then I'm going to switch to the type tool, and I want to name the class underneath that. So I'm just going to put the word class in here. And the word class is 16 pixels, and it's active grotesque, and it is center aligned. Then I just need to align that with the circle. So I'm just going to align that. And now I'm ready to start my repeat grid. So I could select both of these things. I could hold down the Option key, I can click and drag, and I can create copies of this, just like we've copied everything else in Adobe XD. But there's a quicker way of doing this, which is the repeat grid. So up here, I have both items selected. They don't need to be in a group. They can be separate like this. I'm going to click repeat grid. And then once I have clicked that, you'll see that there's these 2 handles, one on the right and one on the bottom. This one will allow you to create copies to the right. And then this one allow you to create copies on the y-axis going down. And then, so I need to make an adjustment here so that everything fits on the artboard. I'm going to just pull this up a bit, and I'm just going to try to center this onto the artboard. Okay, so next I could put images into. As I move my cursor over, you can see these pink areas. That allows me to adjust the spacing. This is the vertical spacing. This is the horizontal spacing. So I can push these out a little bit more. Just get that centered in there. Okay. And then now I want to put images in here, and then I want to change the name of the classes. So you could do that. I could click on this. I could import an image, and I have to mask it and everything. I could click on the individual names, I double click on them, and I can change them, but that's a little bit tedious and time consuming. So what's really cool is that in your exercise files, I've added your assets here, and the assets include some images. Says there's 6 images, and you can drag and drop the images onto the artboard into the repeat grid. And you can see that these are numbered 1 through 6 to make sure that they go into the right locations. And that would be necessary. If I didn't number these, they would show up in the order that they appear inside of the Finder. And then I have an additional file here called classes, and you can see the content. It's just a text file with returns, and it's spin, hit, Tabata, strength, power, and kickboxing. Those are the classes, and that matches the names of the images. So first I'm going to select all of the images, and I'm going to click and drag them over into the repeat grid circle. And when I release, they all go into the images. Now I'm going to go back to the Finder. I'm going to select my text file that has all the class names, and click and drag that over to the class name. And then that populates all the class names. So it's a quick way to work with repeat grids in Adobe XD. And I want to make one adjustment here. This image is getting cut off a bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and double click on that. And I get the image, and I can click and drag that to get it into position. And now I'm ready to go. So that's repeat grids, really, really powerful. If for whatever reason you've created a repeat grid just to get a starting point and you wanted to change or modify these items, you can ungroup the grid, and that would remove it out of the repeat grid. And then you can ungroup each of these elements and work with them that way. So that's repeat grid.